Wow. Honestly, I don't even know what I just watched, bro. This is my most authentic reaction I could give. LeBron James, 20 and 20. D'Angelo Russell hitting clutch shots. Anthony Davis playing some defense at the end through a rough game. Austin Reeves scoring over 20 points. The entire time I'm watching the game, I'm shaking, bro. Biting my damn nails too short. Standing up on my chair. I don't know how these dudes stay calm during the game. The Lakers are a young team. And you can see towards the end of the game, I mean, Schroeder's not young, and he's the one turning the ball over the most at the end of the game. The Grizzlies, we would have won the game if we didn't give them free transition buckets, like off of our turnovers. And at one point, I thought we were going to lose just because of that. But we won. I don't know how we won, but we won. I mean, I know how we won. LeBron James. Only fourth player in Lakers history to get a 20-20 game in the playoffs. 20 rebounds is crazy. 7 assists, 20 points, 20 rebounds. He had 2 charges on John Morant. John Morant, bro. Oh my gosh. That man's going to get himself hurt even more. The way he just jumps. He just jumps. Oh, he jumps so high. It's scary watching John Morant whenever he drives. I get scared. I get nervous for Anthony Davis whenever he's driving too. Shout out to Jaren Jackson, bro. He's an elite shot blocker. There's a reason he won Defense Player of the Year. Desmond Bane was not missing at all. He was missing some clutch ones for them. But without D'Angelo Russell, I'm not going to lie, we wouldn't even be in that position for LeBron to even do that. So, as much as LeBron carried us down the stretch, LeBron is not the only reason we won this game. D'Angelo Russell is a huge reason because D'Angelo Russell shifted how the game was going. He wasn't even playing good the first half. I think he had 2 points the first half. In the second half, he just started being more aggressive, getting to that floater. He was playing through so much contact. So many fouls were not being called on D'Angelo Russell, and then on the other end, he would just touch them with his fingertip, and they called a foul. He got fouled out. And that last foul, I still don't know how that was a foul. There was a lot of fouls that they weren't really calling for the Lakers, in my opinion. But that being said, the refs just, I'm not going to blame them because I didn't even know what they should call half the things that happened in that game. So it was just a crazy game. Just a crazy environment. I can't even imagine playing in something like that because I was nervous just watching. I was sweating, shaking, biting my nails, just watching the game. Now imagine being in that situation. Playoff basketball, we are up 3-1. 3-1. We might be one of the first teams, along with the Milwaukee Bucks, to advance as a play-in team. And the Bucks are doing it against the number 1 seed. We're doing it against the number 2 seed. I'm not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, though. But it looks like when we're at home, we can't be beaten. Although tonight, it looks like we could have lost. Rui, I know he didn't have the game that he had. He's been having, but he still gave good minutes when we needed him. I feel like we should have played him more. Malik Beasley should not be getting that much minutes, in my opinion, because when he was in, that's when Desmond Bane was just scoring all over us. And they went on that run that looked like it was going to put the game out of reach. Troy Brown, he had a really good first half. He wasn't, maybe not in the box score, but he had a good, solid first half. Austin Reeves should have got way more calls fouled. And even the calls that he did get fouled, it's like they waited for it to be a miss before they call a foul. Come on, man. If he made those, they wouldn't call a foul. It's like they want to stop giving him fouls. There was a lot of flopping on both sides because they knew that it was a pressure game. The crowd was intense. The refs are going to have to blow the whistle. Otherwise, there's going to be controversy. So shout out to the referees. I think they didn't do a perfect job, but they did the best job that they could have done. But LeBron James, man. 38 years old. Game time layup which is a crazy layup high off the glass when I was losing hope because we turned it over and gave them a free transition bucket. Too many turnovers. I don't know how many turnovers. I haven't looked at the box score or anything. I don't know. This is literally right after the game. But I don't know how many turnovers Dennis Schroeder had. But it seemed like all of his turnovers just led to a fast break. So Grizzlies were playing really good defense. Whenever he would drive, they were doing a good job baiting and confusing him a little bit when he was in air, because he was in air trying to pass some of these. Anthony Davis, rough game scoring, but gets that clutch block at the end of the game after LeBron's bucket on Ja, and then LeBron makes the full court or half court shot. Imagine that counted. LeBron, that and one against Dillon Brooks. That's what Dillon Brooks wanted. That's what he wanted. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about Dillon Brooks because he shouldn't even be talked about at all. The only reason he's relevant is just because he's trying to talk about other people. You know, he's painting himself to be a villain, even though he's saying that the world is painting him to be a villain. He's done that himself. He knows what he's doing. He knows that's how he's going to get his name up. He's been doing it the whole season. That's his game. I'm not mad at it. You know, I don't hate him as a player. That's what Patrick Beverley is too. They both do that. We need that type of player in the NBA, but LeBron exposed him tonight. And I'm not saying that he's a bad defender. Dillon Brooks is a really good defender. Like, LeBron has to really work for these buckets, but on offense, Dillon Brooks kind of a liability. He can't really shoot. I mean, he does kind of give him some timely buckets sometimes, but I would live with him shooting the ball. It's going to be different when they go back to Memphis, though, because the crowd is going to be behind him, and he's not doing good in his LA environment with the whole crowd against him. I think he's really struggling. Ja Morant is just rising to the occasion with this LA crowd like this. Ja Morant is incredible, bro. He's clutch. He does not get nervous. I noticed that. He doesn't get rattled. He was missing some floaters towards the end of the game or some tough layups that were not fouls in my opinion, even though he wanted it to be foul. But yeah, this is just one of the craziest games of the year, if not the craziest. And I know I say that every single time I'll come up on here and sit in this chair after a game. And that's obviously going to be my first reaction to watching a crazy comeback win. But first off, it shouldn't even been a comeback. But anyways, this was probably the game of the year. I thought it was the Timberwolves one, and then before that, I thought it was a couple other ones. But no, this one surpassed all of them. Game 4 of the playoffs, a must win. Otherwise, the series is tied going back to Memphis, and we lose home court advantage. So this was the biggest game in the series for both teams, in my opinion. And we stepped up. What I'd like to see differently now, constructive criticism, because I know a lot of Lakers fans come up on here and they want to be that one Lakers fans. I'm talking about in Twitter spaces. They want to be that one Lakers fan that is just different. You know, they want to be, I guess they think it's that Mamba mentality. All right, let's talk about the mistakes tonight. We had a lot of mistakes tonight. Too many turnovers that gave them transition buckets. And I said this in game 3 before the game. I was like, we need to limit transition for the Grizzlies. We need to stop turning the ball over. And we didn't do either of them tonight. Because we see in the half-court offense, I am living with Memphis in their half-court offense because they're not that consistent with it. Percentage-wise, it's not that good. Desmond Bane can give you buckets. But I feel like this series, he hasn't shot that high percentage from the field. It seems like he kind of shoots like around 40, low 40s, mid 40s every single game. He does give us a whole bunch of points, but I'd rather live with that and, you know, Dillon Brooks taking spot ups and Roddy taking spot ups, although they could both make them, and Aldama taking spot ups. I'd rather live with that than give them the transition, because Grizzlies in transition, especially with Ja Morant, it's scary. And it almost sent us back to Memphis in a tie series. Shout out to LeBron James for taking charges. He had 2 charges tonight. Crazy charges too. Like very physical charges. Ja Morant like landed on his head in the last one in transition, jumping super high. But yeah, constructive criticism. Anthony Davis needs to play better. This was his worst scoring playoff game in his entire career. He's got to play better. He knows this, though. He's got to stop missing free throws towards the end of the game in clutch situations, although he's had that issue the whole year. And I guess I've been saying that the whole year, but Maybe that's just what it is now. He's just not a clutch free throw shooter. D'Angelo Russell needs to be more aggressive in the mid-range because we saw it second half. That's what got him going. That's the thing about D'Angelo Russell, especially at home. Once he makes a couple shots, he gets so much better. He needs that type of energy. He needs that confidence. When D'Lo's feeling confident, he is on. But when he's not confident, he struggles. So I think D'Lo's got to play more confident, more aggressive. I think we should stop giving Beasley minutes. Not entirely, but if he's not showing that he's hitting any threes on offense, he shouldn't be in there because I feel like he's a liability for us on the defense end. I like how Jared Vanderbilt plays a lot of minutes beginning of the game. He played a very good first quarter. He does very good job guarding Ja Morant. But I would like to see Rui close games just like today and give Rui consistent minutes even if he's not scoring because he does other things besides that, and he's a very calm, collected player. That's about it. That's all the constructive criticism I got for this one, man. Let me know your guys' reaction about this game down below in the comments. Any Lakers fans, let me know. Other fans, let me know what you guys thought about this because I saw a lot of people on Twitter of other fans obviously biased because they want the Lakers to lose, but they all got stuff to say about the Lakers. But you can't say anything because LeBron James showed out as a 38-year-old, put the team on the back in the last couple minutes of the game after D'Lo got fouled out. And the Lakers win in overtime, go up 3-1, going into Memphis. I am very excited, very comfortable, very happy with what I see in this series. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is ZTAY. Peace.